What's got Micah Parsons' brother's panty all in a bunch? Hint, hint. It's an Eagles fan. Also, we got some veterans that want to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. And lastly, I want to talk about a player that has been showing out at training camp. So let's get into it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man. We gonna do it, man. It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is another episode of Philly the podcast. Like I said, I want to talk today about Micah Parsons' little brother. We'll get into that at the end, a little bit of drama for y'all. But also, I want to talk about Chris Harris, talking about how he would love to come play for the Philadelphia Eagles. And lastly, I want to talk about Kendall Milton. So before we get into all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family, man. We're on the road to 1 billion quadrillion. Be sure to help us out there. First thing I want to start off with is our running backs, to be 100% honest. And I know I said it was one player, but it's probably like one or two players. So our running backs and our wide receivers, there's been guys that have been really showing out at training camp as of late, and I wanted to spotlight him a little bit. Kendall Milton, coming out of Georgia, a guy that I was actually really, I don't want to say really high on. I had him going day 3. He ended up undrafted. The Eagles pick him up, and he's been looking really good, man. All reports are that Kendall Milton has been proving himself and really standing out. Some people going as far as saying he's a camp standout. So I'm excited to see what he does. We've already heard that Will Shipley is already kind of, fitting into the system, fitting into the team. So that's awesome to hear. Hearing that these rookies are doing so well, it really makes me excited to see what the future of this team is. Another spot is a wide receiver. Now, a lot of people have been talking about wide receiver 3. They wanted to see that position improved. We went through Quez Watkins. We went through other guys. We had Devontae Parker for a couple days, I guess. But a guy that we took out of retirement is John Ross, and he has looked really good. He has come from all the way down to being on the 3rd, 4th team wide receiver to now being on the 1st team as that slot guy, 3rd receiver. So it's going to be a battle between him and another guy that I was high on during the draft process, Ainias Smith. Ainias Smith, it has an amazing YouTube. Let's put it there first. He's been putting out a lot of really cool content, showing us inside, stuff when it comes to the training camp, rookie mini camp, stuff like that. So shout out to him. He's really giving us a lot of insight into what kind of goes on and just insider information we probably wouldn't get from anywhere else. So shout out to him. But he's also shown out on the field, and he's proved that he could be a very, very capable wide receiver 3. So it comes down to, what do you want, right? Do you want a veteran with a bunch of speed? Maybe he hasn't proven that much in the NFL, but he has speed. He can play in the NFL. He can play the position. Or do you want a younger guy in Ainias Smith that is a little bit more of a gadget player, a little bit more of a just crisp routes? He's a perfect slot guy. John Ross, he's played mostly outside, so it's kind of, he can learn slot. I don't think it's something outside of his realm, but Ainias Smith is kind of that guy that is just a perfect slot guy. Another guy that's been, kind of talked about a lot, honestly, is Jeremiah Trotter. Now, I want to say this, not just because he's been a camp standout or people have been saying good things about him, but I want to apologize. I want to say that I doubted Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I was one to say, and maybe doubt is a strong word, but I was one to say that I didn't believe that the Eagles should go with Jeremiah Trotter that high. Now, in the 5th round, I think that was good. I think that was perfect for him. I think that was a good spot for him. And you look at everything that happened surrounding that pick. We also picked up some other draft picks from the other classes, and I think from this recent class as well. So there was a lot of movement around Jeremiah Trotter, but I've been hearing amazing things about him. I've been hearing about his intellect, that he's a very smart player. I've been hearing that he's been playing very well. He's been fitting in to the system very well. So that's exciting to see. I have said before, the Eagles are set up for the future, even with the guys that they had prior to this draft class. So to see guys in this draft class, or from this draft class, I should say, really stepping up is really exciting to see. Obviously, we've heard a lot about Quinyon Mitchell. He's seen some first-team snaps. You look at Cooper DeJean. He looks like, or DeJean, excuse me, I always say DeJean, but he looks like he might be a legitimate starter. He looks like he might be a legitimate weapon for Vic Fangio year 1. So I'm excited about all these young guys. I'm excited about all these guys on the team. You guys let me know in the comments, who are you most excited about? That's what I really want to know. Who are you most excited about? And what are you thinking is going to be some of these younger guys' roles? Let me know down in the comments. Now, next, I want to talk about I want to talk about a older vet that is not on the Philadelphia Eagles, but he sounds like he wants to be. Shout out to Chris Harris Jr., obviously a former Denver Bronco cornerback. He was on Kay Adams' show. I believe it's Kay Adams. If it's not, I'll put up the clip and you guys can see who it is if I'm wrong. But he was on the Kay Adams show, and she asked him, is there a team that could call you out of retirement? Who do you think? And basically the question was, who do you think would have the easiest time getting you out of retirement? And the first team and the only team that he brought up was the Philadelphia Eagles. He said that having veteran secondary there would definitely be something that he would be interested in being a part of. Not only that, he did say Vic Fangio's defense is something he feels he can learn if there's any, or he can learn if anything is new. Obviously, he's played under him before, so he feels like he can fit right in. He doesn't feel like it'll be a stretch of the imagination to go ahead and add him. He said safety. He also said, hey, if you need some nickel packages, if you need some nickel work, I could be your guy. So if some of these guys don't work out, obviously you got Cooper DeJean, you got, Quinyon Mitchell, you got Isaiah Rodgers, you got Avonte Maddox, you got Tyler. There's so many guys that can go ahead and fill that slot cornerback role. But maybe down the line, maybe, go through training camp, maybe a couple games, God forbid, knock on wood, if somebody gets hurt, you got a guy that, played some really good football in his career that is willing to come and be a Philadelphia Eagle. And look, man, it's crazy how things change, right? No matter how much people want to talk about our team, no matter how much you want to hate Jalen Hurts, you want to hate that guy, this guy, say he's not the best, that's fine. There is an obvious desire to be in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles have built and sustained. I think that's the most important thing. But they've built and sustained a culture of winning and just family, right? We've always had that. The Eagles have always been that. I've said that before. The Eagles win off of teamwork and emotion and just family atmosphere. So to see other players now even more so wanting to come and be a Philadelphia Eagle, it further proves what these Eagles have built and the importance of it, to be 100% honest. So I wanted to say that. Shout out to Chris Harris. I don't think he'll come be a Philadelphia Eagle. I don't think we need him just as of yet, but it's good to have that in the back pocket, right? It's good to have that in the back pocket in case you need some veteran presence, a little bit of veteran help at that slot position. Let me know down in the comments, would you want to sign Chris Harris? I mean, not a bad player, but again, like I said, he's a vet, he's an older guy. Would you want to bring him out of retirement, or do you feel comfortable with the guys that we have now? Now, next, I want to get to the drama. All right, I want to get to the drama, and we're gonna do this quick. It's not that big of a deal, but shout out to my guy, Lord Brunson, man, and shout out to Terrence Parsons. Oh, you don't know who that is? Neither did I. So Micah Parsons' little brother, or big brother, I don't even know what he is to him, to be 100% honest. He's his brother, though. I'm going to say little brother because he ain't as important, but Terrence Parsons Jr. and Lord Brunson had a war of words on Twitter. I think that's the best way to put it. They went back and forth. Shout out to Brunson because, honestly, Terrence Parsons was being immature. It's anytime that somebody talks about Micah Parsons or Dak Prescott, excuse me, he seems to have something to say. We've seen Dak Prescott's brother talk, not nowhere near as big or as much as Terrence Parsons does. So I think it's hilarious that LB had him so in his bag. And for anybody that doesn't know what that means, he had him mad. He had him mad. So I love it. I think it's hilarious. And I think that he's a clown for honestly, anytime that you are a professional athlete's family member, I don't know why that gives you any space to really talk. It's just weird. It's just really, really weird. Terrence Parsons is just, he has his own YouTube channel. I would never go watch it. I don't know what I would want to listen to him say. But this shows, okay? I'm going to put some of the, quotes on the thing, or I'll leave a link to the Twitter exchange if you guys want to watch it or read it, I should say. But this proves the difference between Philadelphia and Dallas. What Philadelphia family members do you see coming out talking like this? What Philadelphia family members do you see coming out clowning players, clowning Jalen Hurts? None. We've seen it before. CD's mom, I think, came out and talked junk about Dak Prescott. Now you got Terrence Parsons, who used to say some crazy stuff about Dak Prescott, but now he's his biggest fan. You've seen Tad, Prescott talk. All these guys talk. You don't see that in Philadelphia. You don't see family members coming out and throwing people under the bus. Even when we had our rough times, you didn't see that. So you barely see it from our players. Sometimes you do. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but you barely see it from our players. And It's just crazy to me that family members think that they have place to talk, especially a brother that really didn't do anything. But this all happened on Veterans Day, I believe. It all happened around Veterans Day. There was a lot of talk about veterans and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think it's corny. You guys make your decision. Like I said, I'm not going to read every single tweet, but you guys can go through the tweets if you want. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Shout out to Brunson, man. That's a dub. Shout out to Brunson. And if you're here this long, I know you're probably wondering why no Best of Enemies the last 3 weeks. Things have been happening. We do have George as a part of the show, and James. It's just, things have been happening. We've been a little bit busy. Me in particular have been busy a lot this week, these past couple weekends, but we will get back to it. I promise you that. We might do a little surprise show during the week. But other than that, man, y'all let me know how y'all feeling. I'm going to play the new intro or outro again, and you guys let me know how y'all think about it in the comments. Shout out to Terrence Parsons for being a little brother, I guess. I got a big sister. Should I, go to her job and start to... Anyways, let me just shut up. But y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace! Fly Eagles Fly and we back, baby. I know a lot of you haters have been sad lately. In the back hating since we sacked Brady. Acting like our old running back. Mad shady. You looking like a pack now. Ships on our wall. No Jalen Hurts background. Facts now, team fire with a vein of ice. One Super Bowl, cool, but let's do it twice. Ain't go to school, but I got the creds. Joe Castro, Philly, let's get it in. Go to school, just got the creds. Joe Castro, let's get it in.